All right, good morning and welcome back. Today we are starting our next chapter. Today we're specifically going to talk about arcs, but first let's talk about the word the central angle. So we do have some vocabulary today. The central angle is going to be an angle whose vertex is the center of the circle. So if we think about the word vertex, if I draw up at the top here, let me draw an angle. So if we have this angle here, and let's just call it angle ABC. Okay, if we look at that, the vertex will be point B. It's in the middle, and we would have two names for that. We could either call it angle ABC or angle CBA. Okay? So the central angle, if I use colors to help us, like an example of a central angle here, RTS. So maybe I need to make that a little easier to see. But R to T and then T to S. Okay, so that would be angle RTS. That is the central angle because T is the center of our circle. Okay, so next, arc, a minor arc. The minor arc is going to be an arc on a circle that is less than 180 degrees. So let's go ahead and find one. I'll switch to green here. There are lots of different minor arcs I could have, but I will choose, let's do from Q to P. So if I shade this is the minor arc, and there are two choices for how I would label this. Either PQ and then the little hat, or QP with the little hat. That means arc PQ or arc QP. Okay, next, our major arc. And the major arc is going to be an arc on a circle that is more than 180 degrees. So if we look here, the major arc is going to be, there's a couple options we could have, but I'll just choose like from P all the way over to Q. Now there would be a lot of different names for this. With a major arc, you have to use the endpoints and one point in between. So I could call this PSQ. I could call it PRQ, or I could call it QRP or QSP. All of those will work. And the major arc has to be more than 180 degrees. The final one, you might be able to come up with this. Well, first off, we haven't mentioned this. A circle is 360 degrees total, and a semicircle will be half of that. So the semicircle is not going to be more than or less than, it is going to be exactly 180 degrees. So arc on a circle that is exactly 180 degrees. And if we do this one in red, we could do like from P around to R. Now there's a Q, it's kind of hard to see right there, that's a Q, so I could call this PQR or RQP. Either of those works. And we know then that it was, or if it has three letters, it is 180 degrees or greater, because a semicircle and a major arc are both 180. Okay. All we're doing on this next section is labeling the arc made by the given angle. And this arc that's made is going to be the minor arc because it's within the central angle. Now, whatever the central angle is, that will be the same value as what that arc is. So here we don't have values though, but ACB, if we think about it, A is right here, C is there, B is there. So that angle We have two answers, either AB or BA. Those are my two choices. All right. On number 2, XYZ or ZYX. Those mean this angle, either one. So now to label the arc is right here. That will be arc XZ, or you could say arc ZX. Okay, angle 1, we haven't talked about this. This is not 1 degree. If there was a degree sign, that would mean the angle is worth 1 degree. It is 1, it's a label. So this one is just arc WX or XW. Finally, angle 2 would be AB. All right. And now we look at the bottom here and it says label the central angle of the given arc. So we're doing the opposite. Okay, so arc AB, the labels are off a little bit. I'm not sure what happened when I made the PDF, but arc AB, so it's going to be angle ACB. Okay, number 6, arc ZX. That's going to be angle XYZ. Remember, the vertex is always in the middle. Arc WX for this one. So for this one, it is going to be angle 1. And then finally, number 8, AB. This one is going to be angle 2. All right. On to the next one. So if we look on the back here, we are trying to figure out what arc DF is. Arc DF would be here over to there, D to F. That is 80 degrees. So if that is what the angle DTF or FTD there is 80 degrees. So we know that the arc is also 80 degrees. Okay, the next one, DG. Now DG starts at D. It goes all the way to there. So for this one, the angle will be 150. We'd add those together. 70 plus 80 is 150. Now, GTH. GTH is going to just be right here, G to T to H, that's 120. The final one, DTH. To figure that one out, we know the whole thing is 360. We have 120 here, 70 and 80. If we add those up, 120 plus 70 plus 80, we'll get 17, 270. We take that away then from 360. And we'll get 90. All right, next one, CB. CB is right here. Initially, that can seem hard to find, but if I draw this line through here, you'll notice that cuts it in half. So we know that each side is 180. If we have 135 already spoken for, 180 minus that 135 leaves us with 45 degrees. That can go right here for the angle. Also, that is what the arc would be. Now, EF, arc EF is right here. You'll notice these two across the X from each other, those are known as vertical angles. So vertical angles are the same, so that will also be 45 degrees. Okay, the next one, arc FBD. So FBD. So this will go from here all the way around till here. Now, in order to get that, we need to first figure out what this missing part is. So we know the whole thing is 360. If we would add 135 plus 45 plus 45 plus 81, if we add all of that up, we are going to get 306 degrees. Take that from 360 and you are left with 54. The other option is you could do 81 plus 45, take that from 180. You will still get 54 either way. Now, to figure out what FBD is, we need 135 plus the 45 plus the 54. Add all of that together. And if we add all that up, we'll get 234. Final one then, DC, we just found that 54 degrees. Very easy. All right, almost done. Final thing we got to do at the bottom, this bottom problem. So this first one is a major arc. We know before you even look at the circle that it has to be 180 or greater. It could be a semicircle, but in our case it's not. So it's UQR. It goes from U to Q to R. So 86 plus the 154 gives us 240 degrees. Now US, that's going to be this chunk right here. If we add that 240 plus this 60, we'll get 300. Take that away from 360 because the whole thing's 360. We're left with 60 degrees for US. Now UT, we know that each of these is going to be equal because of these congruent markings. So we divide 60 by 2, and we're left with 30 for each of those. The final one, angle SPR. SPR would be this angle right here. Okay, and it's just 60 degrees. So that is all for the notes. Take a look quick. I'm going to show you how to do the delta math problems. It's very easy. I just want you to see. So our delta math problems, on this type of problem, it says name the highlighted arc. Notice that is more than 180. It's bigger than half, so we know it's going to have 3 points. There are many answers. We just have to start with Z or X and end with the other one. So we are always going to have 3 points if it's greater than 180. So I could do ZGX, you could do ZLX, you could do XLZ or XGZ. So I submit it, and as you can see, we're done. Now let's see if we can get here's a minor arc. For the minor arc, you just do the endpoints. So either JM or MJ. That will be your answer. Okay, now the other type of question, very easy. It says find what that arc of HK is. Remember, whenever we have a central angle, if that is 50 degrees, we know this arc is the same. So it will just be 50 as well. And we are done. Hope you guys have a great day. If you need help, please reach out, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys later.